Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Take One with me, Silverfilter. And for this week, we're gonna be going through a Redrum tutorial. Now, the title of the tutorial this week would be Redrum Vocal Chops. Now, what we're gonna do now is I loaded a sample, a vocal sample with four words for the whole sample, and using Redrum, we're gonna be splitting the whole phrase into individual words. Now we can do this usually in N19 and NNXT, which are more, which are the samplers, the actual samplers of Reason. But I found that it takes a little bit more time for me to use them for quick vocal chopping. So I developed this method using Redrum, which I particularly use more when I'm doing some remixes, and it's proven to be really helpful. And with the added outs of the Redrum, individual outs of the Redrum, I can add more effects per word, per phrase. Well, depending on how I want to use a sample and how I want to chop it up. Now, so let's go. Let's get on with it then. I'm using a sample from the sound library of Norman Cook, aka Fatboy Slim, which I loaded into the drum part two of Redrum, and a duplicate of it is in part 3, 4, and 5. The reason for this is because we're going to be using, of course, the same sample, but we're going to be choosing which words belong to which part. So the whole sample now is uh, in part 2, so I'm just going to let you listen to it.
That's the break, y'all.
So that's the break, y'all. We have four words for it. Now what we want to do is to put that's in 2, the in 3, break in 4, y'all in 5. Now what we do now is first what we do first is to change the trigger function of the drum part into gate and not decay. So as you can see with the pop up, this is where we can find the trigger type. So it's either in decay or gate mode. Now, what's important here is we have to be in gate mode so that when we press a key, unlike how I did earlier when we were in decay, for example, once I press the key, it's gonna play the whole sample.
That's the break, y'all.
Unlike when I use gate,
That's
it depends on how long I press the key. The sample runs depending on how long it's pressed. Now, what we want here now is just that.
that's that's
So we
that's
just need to shorten the length.
that's 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 that's
There we
that's
have.
that's
And then um, by default, we're just gonna fix this up. Okay. So when we press part 3, it's just gonna be the same sample.
that's the break, y'all. That's the break, y'all.
Now we just same method. We just use it. Press press gate, and then we move the start sample start
That's
to find the next word, the beginning of the next word.
the 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 break the break
So this is part 3 would be the. Now when we press
the
it,
break
it still continues on to break. So now we need to shorten the length.
the break the break the break the break the 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 the
Now I did the same with part 4 and part 5, so I won't be repeating those.
break break
So with part 4, I already selected break, and then y'all
y'all
in
y'all
5.
y'all
So played one after the other is,
That's the break, y'all. That's the break, y'all.
so it's now like the whole sample, but now it's you have the freedom to, you know, choose which word you want to play at a certain part. Now for just for a very crude example of it, I put here basic drum sample, drum loop from the same sound library.
That's the break, break, y'all. Break, y'all. Break, y'all. That's the break, y'all.
some Something like that. It's that's the most basic setup that we can do. Now, if you want to further, how you use it, you can just flip over your redrum and just put like a particular effect per word. Like you can put a delay on that's, and whatever sky's the limit. So there, I hope you picked up a thing or two for adding to your reason arsenal, and I've been looking forward to teaching this because it's this particular topic's been one of my to do has been on my to do lists, and it's this particular method has greatly helped me uh, whenever I had to do some production involving vocals, especially before when reason was just reason, without record and audio. So there, I hope you learned something, and for our next tutorial I want to go deeper into it, and as a refresher, instead of using Redrum for vocal chops, I'm gonna use a synth or sample this time instead of a vocal, just to add variation to it. So thanks once again for watching, and I hope you learned a lot. God bless. See you next time.